Посмотри, какой звук слышно, нет?
Перечтением лекции про Шримад Бхагаватам выразить почтение Верховному Господу. Надо реально решить, чтобы из людей были нечетности Сарасвати. Шрила Садхи. Благодаря регулярному слушанию лекции про Шримад Бхагаватам, служение чистому преданному, сегодня благоприятное в сердце, Бога мечтает лекция. Чистый преданный служение Верховному Господу, спрятанный в стихах. На вечной утверждается. Так что говоришь, что вернитесь снова, оказаться рядом с вами.
We are reading this text, Canto 6, chapter 18, text 63. Okay, being very much aggrieved, he pleaded to Indra with folded hands, saying, "Dear Indra, we are the Maruts, your brothers. Why are you trying to kill us?" When Indra saw that actually they were his devoted followers, he said to them, "If you're all my brothers, you have nothing more to fear from me." Shukadeva Goswami said, "My dear King Parikshit, you were burned by the Brahmastra of Ashwadhama, but when Lord Krishna entered the womb of your mother, you were saved. Similarly, although the one embryo was cut into 49 pieces by the thunderbolt of Indra, they were all saved by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead." And Diti, Indra's hand, explained to Indra without reservations what she had wanted to do. Indra explained his intentions to her, thus warned them instead of being enemies. Freely spoke the truth. This is the qualification that results from contact with Vishnu.
Я храню суровый обет с целью медицины, нас. Я молю только об одном сыне, не вижу, что Иисус. Я не всю правду.
He is asking Indra how it could happen. Please accept my humble obeisance. The story from Srimad Bhagavatam is connected with 49 Maruts. It's amazing. Maharashtra Parikshit asked Shukadeva Goswami,
Как получилось,
how did it happen
мать бедная,
that the mother of demons, Gita,
которая является родителем, жестоких личностей,
She's a Brahma. She's the ancestor of Hiranyakshikashipu, and she could give birth to 49 Maruts, whom Indra accepted as half gods, as devotees. How could this happen? Maharaj Parikshit told the stories. Shukadeva Goswami told the story.
Дети после смерти сыновей возникла идея отомстить.
Gita had an idea to pay back Indra.
Женщины гораздо глупее, чем мужчины.
Women are more cunning than men in general.
Поэтому она стала служить своему мужу.
That's why she started serving Kashyapa Muni very sincerely,
Всячески радовать.
trying to give him joy, happiness, being very obedient.
Кашляр Муни был настолько вдохновлен, что сказал: дорогая Кришна, все, что хочешь.
At some point, he said, "My dear wife, ask whatever you want. I will fulfill any of your wishes." Then she said, "Give me the son that will kill Indra." Poor Kashyapa Muni. Now he is faced with Indra on one side, who is the king of half gods, very pure person. Srila Prabhupada said, take the part of half God. You have to somehow please Lord Krishna in your past life. Only with his mercy you can become half God this life. But to occupy position of Indra, you have to give 100 Ashwamedha yagyas, one extremely hard yagya. And here Kashyapa has to be the instrument of Indra's murder. And Kashyapa said harsh words that you should never trust women. Of course, this is only refers to women who are not devotees. Of course, it's not to Vaishnavas. Kashyapa was very intelligent. He said, I will give you a method with which you can fulfill your wishes. If you are going to follow it, and not even once make a mistake, and in a year you're going to give birth to a son who can kill Indra. If you do at least one mistake, you will give birth to the man who is going to become a friend of Indra. And of course, we know that women not always do everything perfectly. So he could foresee it. He gave her a method to bow the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You have to wake up early in the morning, go to Mangalarati, repeat the names of the Lord Krishna, serve him, respect your elders, many other services. Gita was already born with a huge desire to fulfill her own wish. She did all this. And her power started growing. The process of serving Lord Vishnu gives a person a huge amount of power that cannot compare to anything else. The Bhakti was citing holy books. So if the person even just once with sincerity vows to Lord Vishnu, he will receive the benefits compared to making 10 Ashwamedha yogas. 10. Next, it says that after Ashwamedha Yagya, a person will receive this power, but he will have to be born again in the material world. But if you even once bow to Lord Vishnu with sincerity, with purity of your heart, then this person at the end will return back to the spiritual world to continue being with Lord Vishnu. And Gita followed many aspects of the service. That's why her heart became more and more pure. And her spiritual power grew more and more. And Indra got scared. He appeared next to her and started following her. He started watching her, hoping that she will make a mistake. They couldn't get involved because the Holy Scriptures forbid to interfere, especially forbidden to get involved with those who are doing the service. Indra already had such experience. Once, one demon was doing the service to get the power to kill Indra. And Indra couldn't interfere with him because it's forbidden. You can't use weapons with someone who is doing the service. So Indra decided to cheat. I think he thought that the sea's form is not a weapon. He took the sea form, put inside his virtue, his weapon, his personal weapon, and he hit this demon in the head with this form, pretending that it was not his weapon but the form that killed him. But Indra got the karmic reaction as he killed, because he broke the law from the Holy Scriptures, and he had lots of problems later on. So in this particular case, he decided just to wait that out with Diti. And one time she ate too late. She forgot to wash hands. She went to sleep too late, and she couldn't wake up early in the morning. Could this happen to one of you sometimes? This is what happened to her. And Indra thought, okay, this is my chance. He became very little. He has all the mystic powers. And he entered her womb and she was sleeping in this tiny form. And he saw this this thing in her belly that was shiny, and it broke this in 7 pieces. But he was amazed to find out every single part of this 7 pieces became a separate piece, separate living creature. And instead of one child, she's got 7 children, and they all cried. And he started saying, "Don't cry." And each of these children he broke into 2 parts, into 7 parts. So they become 49. But then all of these little pieces became even separate children, even 49 separate children. And still cried, "Please don't kill us, we are your brothers." And then Indra stopped. Because he thought probably that this process will never end. And he was very surprised. He understood that this is happening thanks to protection of Lord Vishnu. Finally, he understood that deity was serving not just anyone, but the Lord Vishnu. And he said, "Well, if you're my brothers, if you're good to me, I will not hurt you either." When Diti woke up, she saw 49 grown children. She was waiting one, she saw 49. Many mamas would be shocked. Those who know what it means to raise 3 or 4 children, they understand. But the half-gods will get it easier. They give birth to grown children. So she saw Indra and asked him to tell her the truth. And Indra told him, "Dear mother, please forgive me. Because of my own fear, I tried to kill your child. But even when I sliced it in 7 pieces, each piece started acting like a separate child. Then I took each piece and cut it in half in seven parts again. But the again became alive. It is a sin I committed. I regret it and ask for your forgiveness. Please pay attention that before this, when Diti found out that her sons Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu died because of Indra, she was very angry. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that Lord Vishnu comes in order to kill the enemies of Indra. Here, the sin that Indra committed was crazy. I'm sure you understand if somebody who comes to kill your child, if you see it as a lamb, your anger will be inevitable. But Diti's heart was purified by the service. So when she heard his words, she immediately forgave him. Pure service to the Lord transforms your mind. I know some devotees who were before becoming devotees, they killed people. They were killers. Now they are brahmacharis in the temple. One lives 20 years in Belarus. The other one, many years lives in the Moscow temple. Now they will not hurt even a man. Their hearts changed so much. They wouldn't even mind sacrificing their own life for others. That's the power of service to the Lord. One devotee told me how he became a devotee. Before he was a thief. They had a gang that was breaking and entering into the apartments and stealing. He was climbing in the window on the apartment from inside. Then the rest of the people would go in. And they were taking everything out, clearing their apartment of all the valuables. And once this is what happened at the end of the 90s. Once they stole, they robbed the apartment, and inside they saw a few beautiful books. So he also took them, and at home he looked at them, and it was Srila Prabhupada on a cover. He started reading this book. He was attached to this philosophy of Krishna consciousness because he was still a member of the gang. He couldn't just leave the gang and what he was doing because nobody left this gang alive. He either go to jail or to the other world or die. And once they went to rob someone else. At this time, apartment contained lots of valuables, lots of money, and many diamonds that they took with them. We were very happy. But to their shock, several days, they found that this was apartment that belonged to the captain of police, the highest position in that city. This boss of police, he mobilized all his connections in police and the criminal world. He used all his connections and do whatever you can to find me the people. This is personal. Now, not only police was looking for them, but also this whole criminal world in this city. So they knew if somebody just opens their mouth anywhere, they will be killed. And this guy fled Russia altogether. And he asked for asylum in England. Political asylum. There he found our temple of Bhaktivedanta and became brahmachari and lived there for 3 years. After he married another devotee from Russia. 8 years later, he came back to Moscow. He's very serious about Krishna consciousness now, practicing together with his wife. Criminal life is behind him now. This is the story. Krishna consciousness transforms your heart. In a temple with Mitrapitos, I met some devotees. There's one person in Ukraine, he took second place in kickboxing. Second place in Ukraine. He was a warrior. Fighter. Once in a dormitory where he lived, several people broke in and started beating him, insulting him. And he just tried to protect himself, blocked their hits with his hands. So next time he came to the temple, he was all covered with bruises. I asked him, he told me. I asked him, didn't you defend yourself? Why didn't you attack them? And he said, because I would have killed him, or maybe make them invalids. It would be scary. I prefer accept it as getting rid of my bad karma, my own purification. Later on, these people found out who he was, and they were so shocked that he didn't hit back. They gave no apologize to them, and he started preaching Krishna consciousness to them. Does anyone know Jagadisha Prabhu? Some devotees know him. He lives in Nalacha. Jagadisha is a devotee from the 90s. He's a little bit skinny, not very tall. One of the most famous book distributors in Ukraine. But before Hare Krishna, he was a champion of Europe in boxing in small weight. So he went to distribute books in Donetsk, apartment to apartment, door to door. Books of Srila Prabhupada. And a huge man opened the door, drunk, and started fighting him. Jagadisha went to a hospital. And they asked him, why didn't you fight back? He said, if I killed him, if I hit him even once, he would have died. I would have killed him. It's amazing qualities for a man. For a man with such past, holding the titles, and now they're willing to get hit, but not touch others. One Goswami once told me a story that he came to Serbia. There's a temple there of Krishna consciousness. There's one person there, very mature, like a brahmachari, lives there. And so he asked him to tell him how you became a devotee. He said, I was an officer. If you remember, at that time there were several wars in Serbia. They were fighting each other. I was in charge of the group of people. There would be cleaners, so to say. We would get an order to go to a village and get everyone, women, children, everyone would live there. Take everyone, drag them outside, and shot them to death. People cried, begged us. He said once, we did this in one village. I paid attention to one person. He was very calm. Very calm. Usually when you're getting killed, you have emotions, you're panicking. But this young man, he was very still and very calm. So this man said he was the most incredible man I've ever seen in my life. I wanted to take him with me. I wanted to ask him questions. They killed everyone besides this young man and took him with them. In the evening, I ordered to bring him to me and started questioning him. This young man was a devotee. He knew that your soul is immortal. All night long, this devotee preached to him all night long. There is a different purpose to a person's life. He told him about karma, reincarnation, and this changed my life. That moment, I took this young man, I dropped everything and I ran away. I ran away from my service and came to the temple like a brahmachari. And ever since this time, I live here as a brahmachari. This is how I changed my life, or how Krishna consciousness changed my life. These are the examples. This is more examples of how process of bhakti changed someone's life. All bad qualities will go, and all good qualities of half gods, of demigods will reappear. Tell you one more story. In Russia, in the south, there is Padayatra. It's a group of devotees in the last 25 years. Each beach, they do Harinams on the beach 25 years straight. It's not easy. Sometimes administration forbids them to sing. Kazakhs, religious fanatics, Muslims, they will fight them, chase them away. Maybe drunkards, sometimes will attack them. Not easy. Sometimes FSB will put them to prison. Sometimes they do lots of different sacrifices to continue serving for 25 years. So this one man, this Vaishnava businessman, he's making money in order to support the Vaishnavas yatra. Several months they live in tents. There's a better life.
Раз два раза в день приезжают маму, папа,
Twice a week we go to the famous beaches in Russia and distribute books and sweets. From 50 to 350 books they distribute a day. They dance. So people join them because it's a little bit boring just to lay down on the sand and get tan. So people join them. They dance together. Matajis are very beautiful. The dresses are very beautiful. The guirlands on their necks with plastic flowers. Very beautiful. Everybody joins and takes pictures with them. And this businessman, this devotee, he distributes books. And he is his head captain. It's very easygoing, very light. He can take the grandma and dance with her like this. And grandma started dancing and he's very happy about it. So he told me that once he came to a table. There's a couple sitting at the table. We have a small cafes next to the beach. So there's one table and there's a couple sitting at the table. A woman saw him in Vaishnava clothes. She started yelling, "You're not that. You're wrapped in a curtain. You're acting as an aborigine." She started yelling at him, shaming him. And her young man looked at her and looked at his reaction. But the reaction was just a smile. And he didn't take it personally. He just smiled and laughed. And he said, "The process is working." So a young man asked, "What do you mean the process is working?" And he said, Before for such words, I would hit her with my foot in her face. But I'm happy now. Because look, she's saying this now. And I didn't hit her. I smiled. Because for me right now, her well-being is more important. Then the devotee continued saying, "You think if I carry myself like this, or if I'm wearing this clothes, you think I'm poor? I am a director. I'm a director of a big firm. You can go change into shorts and bring your bag full of money. And come here. Then you will leave your young man and you'll follow me like a dog. But I prefer to follow a spiritual way." You're confused. You're confused, but I still respect you. And this young man that was sitting next to him just asked, "Oh, maybe can you give me the book that you're holding?" And bought the book from him. This is an example of how devotees change their qualities. their feelings change, aggression goes away, and passion, sympathy, acceptance, love, all of this enters the heart. And we read about it with Titi. Before that, she was just like this. She was very jealous of Indra and she wanted to kill him, and her heart was full of anger. And she was not very good to her sisters. She made one of her sisters a slave for 500 years. Vinata. She was scheming, and now she was so purified that even gave birth to holy people, Maruts. They're not just demigods, they're huge devotees. That's the power of bhakti process. Thank you very much. You have 10 minutes to answer questions. If you want to ask a question, please ask. You can type it or ask aloud. We talked that the process of bhakti carries power and transformation. Worship. In this process of transformation, should there be someone else between, like a mediator between me and Krishna? In description of 64 processes of service, first, connected to the holy teacher or guru. Says that if you want to start serving God, find a holy teacher. Find your guru, and he will tell you how to serve properly. It is said that every time God comes, like in different bodies, like with Krishna, the grand, like when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, every one of them has Guru. Even though our God is already himself a teacher, but in order to give example, he says, accept your Guru. To show us an example of how it should be properly. Shukra Goswami said, Krishna agrees to be happy with even the worst kind of service if we followed under the rule of our holy teacher. Krishna will accept. Srila Prabhupada, when he came to Australia, people who came to his lectures found out about Krishna only a few months ago. They're getting a second initiation. Reading about this, Prabhupada was praying, Dear Shri Radha Krishna, I am leaving you in the hands of them. Please accept their service. It's very impure. It's very impure. Please change them and help them grow. And thanks to his prayers, thanks to the prayers of the pure devotee, they all got qualifications and now they're getting second initiations in Australia. It's impossible to follow bhakti without mercy of Vaishnavas. We get bhakti from the ones who carry it, from bhaktas. There is a dialogue between his mind and service, him serving the Lord. Thanks to the purity of his heart, he could see the dialogue between his own thoughts and Krishna's answering. Krishna told him, I have a rule where Krishna never changed this rule. Do you want to know the secret of information that Krishna has? And never stops following this rule. Krishna said, me, I give myself to others only through devotees. This rule never changes. Who wants to get Krishna? Who? What kind of conclusion can we draw? That Krishna only gives ourselves through the devotees. What conclusion can we draw? What conclusion can you draw? How can we now talk to devotees knowing that only they can give us Krishna, and it depends on our level of communication with devotees, whether they will want to give us Krishna. What is our position? What position should we take so we can accept even if they give us something to think about? Very important. Thank you for your question. Very important. In his story, Kashyapa Muni, Vidya story, Kashyapa Muni was the spiritual teacher, guru. He is guru. In reality, Kashyapa Kashyapa is the father of Lord Vishnu. Is the father of Brahmananda. And Aditi is the mother of our Lord, personality of Lord. In the future, Kashyapa and Aditi will come as Devaki and Vasudeva to give birth to Krishna. And Sutapa and Prishni was also done. They are a father and mother, biological father and mother of Lord Krishna. Yeah. More questions, please. Now they will read the question from our online audience. Is reading and translating. Can you explain again who the Prabhu was that met the devotee from the village and the person who preached karma to him and was calm during shooting line? Question is who that devotee was. Ramachandra Maharaj, he was the officer who was responsible for shooting other people. Not military, he was shooting women and children. Thank you for the question. It's Maharaj now. More questions, please. Can I continue? Is it possible to transform your heart without initiation? Is it possible to transform your heart without initiation process? Yes, it is possible. Any person can repeat Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Srila Jiva Goswami said, holy name is Krishna himself. Unlimitless energies of God are in his name. Srila Jiva Goswami says, holy name is Krishna himself. And Krishna is not dependent. Holy name is not dependent on anything. That means anyone can repeat holy names of God and become beautiful, change your life. But if you want, eventually, get bhakti, you get prema for Krishna. For that we need a teacher, spiritual teacher. One thing is to just become purified, and the other one is to gain prema. Two different things. Srila Jiva Goswami says, although everyone can repeat all the names of God, but to become established in this process, who reach perfection in this process, which is prema. Prema. It means to repeat in such a mode that will give you Krishna himself, then you need Guru. That's why before initiation we all repeat this mantra. But then we can go further. We need to choose our spiritual teacher. Thank you.